5G variant. We've also got news of all available variants along with full specs of the Galaxy S20 range. For those that missed the previous leaks, it's probably worth noting first that the Galaxy S11 range is actually coming under a new naming scheme, and it won't be the Galaxy S11. We've got the Galaxy S20 instead of the Galaxy S11e, we've got the Galaxy S20 Plus instead of the Galaxy S11, and finally the Galaxy S20 Ultra instead of the Galaxy S11 Plus. So the Galaxy S20 Plus is essentially the mid-range standard model for the new S20s. The leaked Geekbench result has surfaced showing us a single core score of 923 and a multi-core score of 3267. We can see from the listing that it's using a Snapdragon 865 along with 12 gigs of RAM. If we compare it to the Note 10 benchmarks, which was 701 single, 2551 multi, it's a pretty impressive increase. We can also expect these scores to be higher after the launch, given that there will no doubt be further optimizations carried out. Along with the benchmarks, we also had leaked photos of the Galaxy S20 Plus provided by Max Weinbach on Twitter. We get a few different images and they basically confirm what we already knew about the Galaxy S20. First of all, we get a front shot showing us an all-screen display with a single punch-hole camera for selfies. We then get the same front shot while the phone is booting, confirming that this is the Galaxy S20 Plus 5G. Finally, we get a shot of the rear of the device showing us 4 cameras in a new rectangular housing, along with a microphone and LED flash. Interestingly enough, we've also got a warning sticker on the device advising no photos or leaking of info, which was clearly ignored here. Max also confirms we're going to be getting 5 versions of the Galaxy S20, and these are going to be as follows: the Samsung Galaxy S20, the Galaxy S20 5G, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus and the Galaxy S20 Plus 5G, and finally the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G. So we already had reports that the Galaxy S20 Ultra would only have a 5G model and the others would have a choice. I'm assuming in North America they're only going to have the 5G option, as the Snapdragon 865 includes a 5G modem. When it comes to the global launch, the Exynos 990 doesn't have a 5G modem built in, but it can be paired with a 5G modem, so it's likely that we'll have the choice. Of course, when Samsung finally launched the phone, we're going to have more confirmation. A full spec sheet was also leaked confirming all details of all 3 models of the Galaxy S20, however Ice Universe disagrees with it. It does however fall in line with the previous information we've seen. Ice Universe did however leak that all models of the Galaxy S20 are going to come with a 120Hz display, and the top 2 models will have a 2K resolution. We're also going to have a choice to switch between 60 and 120Hz for those that want to save battery. Now, with so much information leaked for all 3 models, I'm going to quickly run through the full specs and pricing to help you guys decide which phone is best suited for you. The largest model, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, is going to feature a full screen 6.9-inch curved display. We've got a punch-hole camera top center for the selfies, and we're expecting this to be a 2K 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display. Although the display is curved on both edges, the Galaxy S20 Ultra actually has less curvature than its predecessor due to use of the new 2.5D glass. The phone will of course have an in-display fingerprint scanner, which will be Qualcomm's new faster and more secure scanner, and unfortunately the only leak we haven't got is on the selfie camera. The rear of course is slightly different to what we're expecting and not the same as the renders now show. While we were expecting 5 cameras along with 2 sensors, we now believe it's only going to be 4. It's reportedly going to contain Samsung's 108 megapixel sensor as the primary camera, and this is going to allow for videos to be recorded in 8K at 30 frames a second. It's also going to contain a 48 megapixel periscope lens with 10 times optical zoom and 100 times hybrid zoom that they're calling space zoom. We get an ultra wide angle lens and finally a 3D time of flight depth camera. The Galaxy S20 Ultra is capable of recording 8K videos at 30 frames a second or 4K HDR videos at 120 frames a second. The overall dimensions of the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra come in at 166.9 by 76 by 8.8mm, but if we include the camera bump, the thickness is 10.2. We of course have a USB Type-C port on the bottom with the speaker grill on the right. On the left we've got a small hole for the primary microphone, and there's also a secondary mic on top. On the right side we've got the volume and power buttons, and sad news for many is that there's going to be no 3.5mm headphone jack, but this was to be expected after it was removed from the Note. The phone will of course be powered by the Snapdragon 865 in North America and the Exynos 990 globally. Sam Mobile said that we could see up to 12GB of RAM with 1TB storage, and this was confirmed by a recent Geekbench listing. The phone's going to ship with Android 10 in the form of One UI 2.1, and it will be IP68 water resistant. Battery capacity is now expected to be a huge 4,900 mAh. When it comes to fast charging, we know it's at least going to be 25 watt, and it's going to be capable of wireless and reverse wireless charging. While the smaller models are going to be available in 4G and 5G variants, the Galaxy S20 Ultra is only going to have a 5G model. Of course, the 5G model will still work with 4G LTE networks as well. When it comes to pricing, its predecessor launched at a price of $1,000 or £900, so we can of course expect a slight increase. I'm going to estimate that the base model will start at $1,100 or £1,000. Next we've got the Galaxy S20 Plus. We can see from the renders it's got a full screen display with a punch hole camera top center. The display is going to measure in at 6.7 inches, and again it's going to be a 2K curved display with a 120Hz refresh rate. The bezels on the top and the bottom are slimmer than its predecessor, while the sides look to remain the same. We've got the volume button and the power buttons on the right hand side, and these will be physical buttons. On the rear we've got the new rectangular shaped camera housing that we've been seeing a lot of recently, and the Galaxy S20 Plus is going to have 4 cameras on the rear. We know the main sensor is going to be a 108 megapixel sensor, along with a 48 megapixel telephoto with 5x optical zoom and a time of flight depth sensor. Finally, we're also going to get an ultra wide angle lens. The device will of course be powered by USB Type-C, and it won't have a 3.5mm headphone jack. The device is going to be powered by the Snapdragon 865 in North America and the Exynos 990 globally. A Geekbench listing already appeared showing us a variant of the Galaxy S20 Plus with 12GB of RAM, and this will most likely be the highest variant. Battery capacity is 4,300 mAh, and it will of course come with Android 10, be powered by USB-C and be IP68 water resistant. Given that its predecessor launched at a price of $900, we can expect the Galaxy S20 Plus to be around $1,000 for the 5G model. Finally, we've got the smallest variant, the Galaxy S20. While this is the smallest model, it is however much larger than its predecessor, coming with a 6.4-inch curved display. It's also going to be a 120Hz AMOLED display, but it will have a lower resolution than the other two models. On the rear of the Galaxy S11, we're also expecting a triple camera setup that should also include the 108 megapixel sensor, along with a telephoto and ultra wide angle lens. Unfortunately, there's going to be no time of flight camera on the Galaxy S20. We're also going to see smaller RAM and storage configurations, but no doubt an incredible device nonetheless. We've got a battery capacity of 3,730 mAh, and it's going to be using the same system on chips as the other two models. When it comes to pricing, we can expect around $800 or £700. We now know that the Galaxy S20 launch is going to be on the 11th of February 2020 in San Francisco, but we're unsure if all models are going to be released at the same time or if the Ultra model is going to come later on. Of course, as any more information arises, I'll be sharing with you guys straight away, but as always, I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments. Who out there is waiting for the Samsung Galaxy S20, and which of the Galaxy S20s are you waiting for? But thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, smash a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down twice, and I'll see you guys in the next one.